Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, we'll be taking a look at UltraAV, this pretty much new antivirus that came out of nowhere. Now, if you haven't been living under a rock this whole time, you've probably heard about this novel antivirus software. Basically, a couple of weeks back, Kaspersky had uninstalled itself from customer computers in the US and replaced it with this antivirus software, UltraAV. This comes after the US government expanded the ban on Kaspersky products to the entirety of the United States, up from just government systems. The reasoning of which they do so is probably somewhat related to the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war, and that Kaspersky is a Russian company. UltraAV has up to now not been heard before and never even existed, I believe. Okay, so the first impressions of this app, they are not good. So, okay, the UI is pretty basic over here, and by basic, I mean bare bones basic. Like, there's really not much to see here. I mean, yeah, there's not much to control, not many settings. For the custom settings, clean temp recycle bin files? What does that mean? Just check this box and something happens. And the advanced menu, we have protect system registry as one checkbox. No clue what that does. There's even a gaming mode. Is it related to this? Does it control this option? No. Okay, so something happens basically, and some exclusions that, okay, I did not add these. I don't know why they're listed here. These are not user defined. I did not add these, okay? And application whitelist. What does this do? I'm not quite sure either. Because there is an exclusions tab and there's an application whitelist. So what's the difference? Okay, and recover files. I assume it's for the quarantine. USB manager updates, performance, blank, privacy. Oh, Ultra VPN, of course. Identity protection coming soon. Profile. This is not my profile. This is. These things are the same. Okay. Sure. We have a diagnostic app over here. Alright, sure. And checking out the system tray. Not high DPI optimized, so it looks tiny over here. There's a gaming mode button, which I assume is the same thing. Active monitor. Oh, okay, this disables the antivirus. Cool. And product version information, which is also not high DPI optimized and looks like it's made for ants to see. Okay, so yeah, basically very bare bones. This button doesn't work. Yeah, very bare bones. That's basically about the UI. Okay, so for this video, I won't be doing antivirus testing. This is because I really don't have a proper methodology to test and really review or evaluate antivirus software, and I don't think I have many proper samples that I can use to test them. And I don't have the fancy Python script that TPSC does, so I'll just let you guys go ahead and watch TPSC's video if you want a proper antivirus review. It probably would have come out by now, I'm not very sure. I'll link it down in the description if it does. But instead, what we are going to do in this video is look in the inside and see if there's anything interesting about this thing. Okay, so let's look at the inside of this thing. So we're just going to, what's this? Okay, I can assure you, 100% I did not put these in here. What does this batch script do? What? What? So, what are all these? I assume UltraAV put that in here. That is interesting. This is the first time I've seen these documents before. What? What's this? Okay, anyways, yeah, so I assume UltraAV, okay, yeah, it's in program files, UltraAV, and the guts of UltraAV are all here. Okay, so over here, I have got a copy of Detected Easy, which is basically like a file type identifier. So it can like scan, for example, exe files and tell me what programming language, what compiler, and whatever other stuff. Maybe like, oh no, why do you? Okay, anyways, okay, I have a copy of Detected Easy, and yeah, that's basically what it does. It just checks for your programming language and maybe like also whatever obfuscator that an app uses. So I'm just going to put some files, the UltraAV files, and just run it through Detected Easy. And okay, let's see what's here. So we have AU-ACT-MON, which is Active Monitor Service. I assume it's the real-time protection, I believe. AUDB server, no idea what that is. Some sort of database for, I don't know. We have AU tray, which I assume is the thing that's controlling this system tray icon over here. And the AU watchdog service, which probably is some sort of variant of the active monitor service. And let's just run it through here. So AU-ACT-MON. And let's see. Okay, it's made with C++. This, C++. Oh, the main UI. Okay, this controls the main UI. What's the PowerShell window doing? What? Okay. This is the main UI. Let's see what's behind this crappy little thing. Oh. Ain't no way. No. Can I just... Give me a sec. No. No way this works, right? No, come on, please. Holy crap. Oh, no. So, yeah. The entire UI is open source. There is no obfuscation in this whatsoever. Yeah. Everything, down to the variable names, they are still intact. They just built a C# app, they compiled it, and they just distributed it without any sort of obfuscation whatever. Wow. Okay, so yeah, in an antivirus, having your entire UI being open source is really not a good idea, because your UI contains code to, well, yeah, disable the entire antivirus, and you can find exploits everywhere, probably. Okay, how funny would it be if we can just disable the antivirus? So, okay, let me try to figure out how to disable this thing. Oh yeah, and before that, let's just talk about this little activate button over here. So this thing, UltraAV has their own protocol over here, which opens their app, and it calls KS email followed by this little base64 string over here, which if you copy it and then you just go into cyberchef over here and just put in from base64, it's pretty much just a base64 string of the email that you just put it in. And if you look at a bit of the backend over here, you can see that, okay, the main window, at a bit of the code over here, it does have something that will handle this thing, and it leads to this function, which then hands it over to the model. So this is the view model, and in the model over here, then it just calls a certain function inside the model. That's basically what it does, is call this little elite DLL file and basically just hands over operations to it. So this pretty much is just another view model for it. And the back end like how it actually generates the code and sends the email to you isn't handled over here. Unfortunately, in the elite.dll file, it is not C#. It is written in, I assume, because GCC, I assume it's in C or C++ as well, so we can't really go into it. Now, okay, there's definitely ways to reverse engineer C or C++ into assembly, but I'm not really good at that, and that's a pain in the ass to read. So yeah, really, I'm just not gonna do that. Okay, and after a little bit more digging in here, I encountered this settings view model, a bit of code over here, and there's this little function that says get ADV settings, and it has a little bit of something interesting over here. So this part, I assume, controls all the settings and tells the antivirus what to do with it. So over here, as we saw just now, there are some familiar stuff over here, like protect sys registry, clean browser, and gaming mode. Now hold on a second there. Did you notice that? While editing, a good friend of mine pointed this little variable out for me. Advanced settings.clean browser. What's a browser? Okay, so if we look here and just find the next instance, okay, it's a boolean, and this little thing over here, what it do? Okay, if you read this, so when you get a property, okay, it retrieves this thing, but when you set it, there is a little save advanced setting little function over here. So when you go to that, it then passes it on to some kind of back-end communicator and calls a set ADV setting over here. So convert into advanced settings, and it does this. So, okay, first things first. The advanced settings, I trace it to this enum over here, and I found this something interesting. So there's a setting that contains this thing called active monitor, which, as we saw just now, I think controls the real-time protection and basically tells the antivirus whether it should be turned on or not. So if you count over here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's the 10th. The index of this item is 10. So I assume 1 and 0 just means enable disabled. And if we go into the little back-end communicator, okay, so this basically, if I trace this back all the way, it'll just go to a little view model that will just basically call the back-end interface, and this one creates a new instance of the interface, and it overrides it with all this stuff. And we can actually see here under set ADV setting that it calls another function over here within itself. So set advanced settings with the same parameters. If we go to set advanced settings, we can see that it basically p-invokes this little DLL here, which I think basically just hands it off to that it set whatever setting it wants. So I have a bit of an idea. What if we p-invoke this DLL for ourselves and just disable the entire antivirus entirely? That would be hilarious, actually. Okay, so I have just created a very simple C# console app that basically just imports this DLL and p-invokes it and passes 10 and 0 as arguments. So as we established just now, 10 because it was index 10 of the enum. So to disable to control the real-time protection, the option will be number 10, and 0 because we want to disable it. So I just built this little executable over here, and we can go back to our VM and test it out and see if we can, just like that, disable the entire antivirus just like that. Okay, which button is it? Open folder. Okay, so this is my little executable over here. And let's just drag and drop this into our VM. Okay, then we will need these. Okay, so let's run terminal. Wait, sorry. Run as an administrator. And we'll just cd desktop and then try and run this little exe file over here just created. Oh. Okay. Hold on a sec. Now this is why no developer wants to migrate out of .NET framework. Okay, so we got the necessary runtime. Let's try that again. Okay, so first we'll just pull this thing up and basically show that our antivirus is running. So over here you can see in the Windows Defender pane, UltraAV is turned on, everything is turned on. Okay, this stupid PowerShell window. Your PC is protected. If we just also copy the DLL in question, okay, over here, we just copy it to here just for convenience sake. And then we just open terminal as administrator. Try that again. Okay, wait, let me... Boom. The whole antivirus is disabled, just like that. I can just create my own app, or if I was a ransomware creator or a malware creator, I can just do all that and just completely paralyze the entirety of UltraAV. And the AV doesn't even know that it's been disabled. Okay, and I also found something a little bit more hilarious that's related to this. Okay, so I'll just turn this thing back on. Oh, it doesn't know it's been disabled. Wow, okay. Turn back on, please. And there we go. Okay, so the thing I discovered is that you actually do not need administrative permissions to disable the entire antivirus on your computer. So, okay, let me demonstrate this. I will go ahead and create an account for myself. We'll just call it unprivileged user. And just leave it as a local account. We'll just... holy crap. What the hell? This is horrendous, Microsoft. Whichever employee came up with this, please fire them. This thing sucks. Okay, anyway, let's switch user. We'll log into our little unprivileged user over here. Okay, so here we are in the unprivileged user, and actually, coming to think of it, let's make this even more hilarious, okay? Just to emphasize how funny this is, I'm going to downgrade this unprivileged user from a standard user to a guest. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to sign out and sign back in. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to copy all the tools from our other user right here. And okay, so we can just open terminal, unelevated terminal, by the way. Let's switch that to command prompt. And just to prove I didn't meddle with anything, this user account is still a guest. See, local account, guest account. Our antivirus should be enabled. Yes, it's completely enabled. And yeah, it's working as normal. If we go ahead and use our little app that we created just now, without any administrative rights whatsoever, no shield, no nothing, and just press enter, you can disable the entire antivirus. as a guest account and even as a local user. Yeah, I think you kind of see the problem in that, right? Don't you? So don't mind me, I'm working on my super important document that I cannot afford to lose, and my super important image that would sell for $10,000 back in 2021 on an NFT site. Okay, I'm just working on stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna run this totally not a virus file, and oh, what's happening to my desktop? Oh dear, I've been ransomwared. And yes, by the way, everything's actually encrypted. I'm just gonna say no to that. And my image is gone, and my super important document is also gone. And yeah, how am I ever going to recover from this? And as you saw just now, our antivirus was still disabled by our little application over here. And yeah, this is a bit of a problem. So if your ransomware over here, okay, I just opened WannaCry just as an example, but if a ransomware or any malware pretty much coded in like 18 lines of code here, if you include the top level statements, they can basically brick your entire antivirus and render it completely useless. So yeah, based on all this, this really doesn't live up to the standards that Kaspersky does. And this clearly, okay, some people have been speculating that this little UltraAV antivirus is just a rebadged version of Kaspersky. Like they just reskinned and renamed it and just called it a day. And it seems like it isn't. It's completely different and it's crap. So yeah, if you are an UltraAV customer, be it if you actually bought the product or if Kaspersky put this thing in for you, please don't use it. It's horrible. Okay, let's try and re-enable this thing and see what it does to a little WannaCry over here. Okay, it detects it. Yeah, finally, when it can actually do something about it. But my files are already encrypted. So yeah, basically any virus, any ransomware, any kind of malware, they can just code this in and brick your entire UltraAV, rendering your computer completely defenseless because Windows Defender will not kick in for you. And literally, I mean literally, Windows Defender is better than this thing. Okay? So if you got UltraAV because Kaspersky put in for you, or somehow, for some reason, you decide to pay for UltraAV, please don't use it. Uninstall this immediately and either get a better antivirus or just stick to Windows Defender, because I'm serious, Windows Defender is better than this thing. Okay? So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.